Oops. I almost messed up. Hi, everyone. Hi. And thank you for that super chat. Oh my gosh. I had a really nice little thing that, no, that's not it. What happened to my little super chat thing? Man, I need to make a new one. Like some of those streamers do, where like every time someone gives them a super chat, goes super chat, something like that. Maybe I'll make that one. I don't know. Hi everyone. Let's see before it starts to scroll real quick. Which camera am I looking at? Oh, that's the one that doesn't work. That one. I have like two cameras in here that are not currently working. Wait, let me test this real quick. SynthCam. No, SynthCam works, and there's my leg, my beautiful leg. That's why that one wasn't working. Well, at least I can make you laugh. Yes, I'm wearing shorts because it's really hot in here. Um, hi, Xambient. Hi, Alfonso. Thank you for that super chat, my brother. Lalo's in the house from Peru, all the way from Lima. See, that's dedication, man. That is dedication. Hi, Lisa. You made it. Wendy, how are you? Rich. There's Joseph. I know I saw other people. I know I did. It's moving. Stephen Casada, 2607. Jay the Teacher, 808. Jabor, 91. Oh boy. At X Ambient. Oh boy, it's moving. Kevin's in the house. Nice. And yes, that is called a palindrome when the same thing goes backwards and forwards. I actually really, excuse me. That was uncalled for. Claudio's in the house too. Nice. Thank you. And then they're not saying super fast. I'll have to check that out. I'm like reading and mumbling what I'm reading. I can't believe I just did that. And I can't cut this stuff out, see? So, Rich Vega says, yeah, and I can't find the original version on YouTube for Living in Oblivion. Yep, because, Sony being, a bit dickish about it. But it is what it is for the short time that they get to play around with that game. Then it's all over. So, well, we're going to talk about that and a bunch of other stuff. The topic for the evening is When Worlds Collide, which was supposed to be about something completely different, but in this case, I'd love to say that this is probably going to be the last video or stream that I ever make that has to do with AI, but something went down this week that, well, actually it's a couple different things. So I'm going to explain the good, the bad, and, all the in-betweens, because it's interesting how much we rely on these tools for certain things. And in some cases, they're really good. And in some cases, they're terrible. So don't brush off the humans just yet, because as terrible as we are, at least we can stick to an opinion, darn it. So anyway, I digress. Bring your own drinks, of course. Oh, it's nice and cold, this one. Right. I didn't do it correctly, but yes. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Man, I should have cued this song. I'm gonna remember this and use it because that's one of my favorites. Speaking of one of my favorites, well, I'm just like, so. Anyway, we're not gonna do nothing. We're gonna do nothing. I'm just gonna sit here and babble and hope that more than I don't know what I'm thinking about. So anyway, I've got one possible sneak peek because the other thing that I was doing didn't render correctly, which kind of sucked. And I didn't notice it until the last minute. So we're one song short, but that's okay. We'll live. We will live without one song short. So Pick a number from 1 through 15, and we'll see what you got. And then when we come back, I'll start this whole like situation off about this latest discovery. Ah, look at you. JPK Knights picked number 14. So this is going to be new. I'm going to do this because I think I need to do this, or most people have asked me to do this. Because then I'll play a song and then they're like, where was that from or whatever? And then I forget and I don't know. The whole thing falls apart. So number 14 wins. It's a song from 1985 on cassette. It's a really old one and it was only played here on the stream. Will it ever see the light of day? Will it ever be re-recorded? No to the re-recording. Will it ever see the light of day? Probably on Patreon. So if you're not following me on Patreon, you should. So anyway, this is If You Run Away, the from the cassette, really old version too. Oh boy, am I ready for this? Apparently not. Dead air, dead air, dead air, dead air, dead air. Yeah, if you run away, 1985. And yes, I think that one it's one of those things. 'Cause someone said, sorry, because I have to go back and look at there's a couple things. So, Claudio, do you remember the RX-11? Is that the stereo one, the cheaper one? Like it was like, I don't know, $300 back then? Because I know there's an 11 and a 15, and I can never remember which one I had, except that mine was not the expensive one. So I always mix them up in my head. And then I've gotten sample packs of, people who have transferred the sounds, and it says 11-15, so I can't tell which is which. So I had the cheaper one. And so you said yours was cheaper, but it wasn't stereo. Hmm. Mine was stereo, and but it didn't have the extra outputs. So I that's all I remember. So anyway, I used that machine a lot when I was young, and it shows its face in the new Living in Oblivion remix. What I'm gonna call the singularity, like the real pop mix, basically. But so it shows up in there, and some of the reverse sounds and things that we did were probably from that machine, which is funny. But yeah. So anyway, if you run away, 1985, and that one's gonna be like a Patreon thing, I think. Because there's other songs from that era that are really interesting and weird. So that's probably the next freebie EP that you'll get on Patreon as exclusive. And yes, I'm shilling Patreon a little bit. Um, Aw, get out! Really? Man, everyone wished Wendy a happy birthday. Today is her birthday. You say it's your birthday. All right. I'm so stupid. Happy birthday. Um, so this is what happened this week. Let's recap this week in Abox land. But good news coming down the pike. Oh, so it wasn't today? Oh. Oh boy. Oh, so we're way off. Okay. Man, so now everybody's going to wish you happy birthday. Oh boy. Ah. Yeah, I remember that. I remember could only play 4 notes at a time, so it used to cut off, but I used to use that to my advantage. So that I do remember. Yes, I know. Yeah, we messed up. Whoops. It's not Wendy's birthday. Just saying. She meant to say 11:15. And since we were talking about 11/15, that's where, yeah, we messed up. All right. We all messed up, but okay. Happy unbirthday. Your half birthday, sort of. Oh, wow. That's funny. So, yeah, I had a really simple setup back then. Sometimes I miss the simple setup, so I've been trying very hard to pare down as much as possible. For the last couple of years, actually, I've been doing that little by little, getting rid of gear. And it's not always working the way I planned, but it is working much better. I'm starting to feel much more comfortable with the things I have, um, like I used to back then. So it's funny how I get emails all the time like, oh, did you check out this? And I'm like, no, don't send me any more links to gear. I don't want any more. So I really don't need anything, because especially when I listen back and I'm like, wow, those are pretty cool sounds. Like, anyway, I digress, but I just drank tea, so I'm okay. So this week, on Monday, the stems for Living in Oblivion were released. So unless you're living under a rock or you're watching this video the day after and you're just finding out, yes, the stems are ready, and they are on Bandcamp and on Patreon, and the links will be in the chat as soon as I remember where the heck I put them. I thought I had them. Man, I thought I was like on the ball today. Apparently not, from what I can see. Oh, there they are. So here you go. I'll just put the links in. Well, no, because I don't seem to have them, do I? Yes, I do. Okay. Claude is crazy today. Everything's going weird. Ah, man, like what the heck? I just lost the chat. There's the chat. Oh boy. I'm really. There you go. Those are the links. But here, why not? Let's show it. So, yes, you'll probably, if you go to either my Facebook or X or whatever, because I haven't even updated the site yet. But yeah, if you go on social and especially Bandcamp and all that, you will see this, but that's what it looks like. Yeah, so you can grab the stems there, and you can also grab them on Bandcamp. And there's some funny things there that you can hear that are going to be funny to some, and like some people will be scratching their heads, but it is what it is. But yeah, you can basically assemble the song. If you've never done a DAW thing, it's not that bad. I encourage you to try it because it might be fun for you. You grab something like you can get free DAWs, by the way, and you can actually download something like Reaper, which gives you basically unlimited time for free. You can choose to buy it, which is $69 when you buy the full version of the DAW, which is pretty crazy for a DAW. But you can use the free version to open all the tracks and just hit play, and you'll hear the song. So you'll get a preview of the song that way. But yeah, there's 2 full mixes and 2 full stems of mixes. And I just sent the pop mix off to be mixed because I'm not mixing the final. Someone else is going to do it. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but that's my least favorite thing to do. I don't know if you guys knew this about me or not, but it is true. Mixing is not my favorite part of the equation. My favorite part of the equation has always been writing, producing, and arranging. The last bit, when it's time to mix down, to me is more almost clinical because, I mean, I sort of mix along the way, which is like a good thing because if not, I would just really hate it. But I tend to mix by committing along the way. And then later, hey, you hear a pseudo echo from me? Uh-oh. Wait, are you saying you're hearing echo from me? That's odd. You shouldn't be. Let me find out why you're hearing an echo. That's interesting. I am not sure because that's weird. I don't know. There shouldn't be. I don't know. Maybe it was me doing something weird when I was showing the screens. Oh, maybe that's why. When I had let me try that again. Nah, never mind. There was an echo when I was showing internet screens. That's cool. So it was even more booming. Oh my God. Oh, I'm terrible at this. I am not a good YouTuber. I'm telling you this right now. I'm not a good YouTuber, but yet, why don't you subscribe? Oh my God. That was funny. So, yeah, let me find out why. It would be here. Oh, there it is. I bet you the echo's gone now. At least I hope the echo's gone. It was because it was showing 2 different outputs. Oh. That's funny. it would be interesting to duplicate later to experiment with? Sure, I think so. That would be interesting. So, although I love echo, anyone who knows me knows I love my echoes. I have more. Well, when I say plugins, everyone's like, oh, of course you have a lot of plugins. No, you don't understand. 90% of all the plugins I have are echoes. I have more echo type plugins for my electronic stuff than I have hardware, than I have even other software. I collect digital delays. I love them. I do crazy shit with them all the time. Oops, said a bad word. But anyway, I digress. So that was this week. But here's what got messed up, man. So, sorry, I'm checking something here that's like acting funky. Shoot. Did I lose the chat? Ah, man, everything is like, ah. So, it's all about the echo, says the Echo Bureau, which is funny. I love it. So, oh, what is a stem? Okay, so let me explain. I shouldn't even call it stems, but this is what a stem is. So, when you send something out to be mixed by someone else or remixers, you break it up into chunks. So basically, they don't have to use just the instrumental you sent. So it'll have, for example, the vocals. There'll be one stem. That'll be considered a stem. So if you play that by itself, you would hear only the vocal. I mean, if you play that stem, you would hear only the vocals. And then the next stem would be all the bass sounds. And the next stem would be all those string sounds. And then comes drums and so forth. And so when you put all of those together in software, it plays back the song as if it were mixed, but you still have you can still separate each thing. So if you want to swap something out, or if you want to make it sound different, you can do that with the stem. Now, I call these stems because typically the way they're done is they're 8 stems. There's typically 8 in most situations, but these should actually have not been called stems because there's about 20. Well, I'm going to average it out because I forget now, because I've mixed the song in so many different ways that I forget how many stems. But I think one of the mixes has 20 and the other one has like 22, which is like a lot more details separated out. So if you want to hear like this one little sound, you'll hear it by itself. And so it's kind of like playing Legos. If you put it all together, you get the stems. So this was the first release for people to make remixes from. And then the final version of the song is being mixed by someone, which I will reveal at another time and place. But it's a really great engineer who I really admire, and I am so happy that he took it on. So that's being mixed, which is the pop mix. And once that comes in, that'll go out. And then the other mix I mixed. And that's going to basically hit streaming within the next 2 weeks. Like I'm pretty sure it's going to happen. A stim is what happens when I go to the chiropractor. That's funny. Oh man, that's so funny. We are nuts on this thing, you know that? But I love you. I love all of you. That's so awesome. Jay the teacher says, so when you did the stems for Dead Stars, you had them set up for free through Google Drive. Am I understanding that this one requires a fee to get? Yeah, this one's a little different. I'll explain why I did it this way. Because of the song's standing, and I know to some people it's like, what? It isn't free? It's not free. But let me explain why I did it that way. This song is the single that started everything for us. And Arguably, it's not my favorite of all the singles. It's not my favorite song of all time that I wrote, but it is the most popular Abox single ever. And I didn't want it to just be in the wild where anybody who is anybody could just remix it and not put at least the effort of owning those stems. So, yeah, I had to put a little paywall behind it because it's good for the band, obviously. But also it kind of weeds out those people that would have just done it just to just to put it on weird sites for other people to download. And I mean, look, recently, like I just saw this. I recently found Abox Masters on a strange site, and the reason that I didn't say anything was because it's not going to really hurt. But if the same type of download had been available for the stems in that way, it would have been not real. It would not have been good. So for this one, yeah, it requires a little bit of investment, but you know what? It's a little bit of money. It's about it cost basically a cup of coffee and a croissant. And if someone isn't worth if someone doesn't think that particular song is not worth mixing for that much money, then I'm glad that they stay away from it. But as far as like fans go, if you just want to collect it, there's a reason to collect it, I guess, because you will then have archived this precious master, because it is now the master, because you have to remember there is no master for that song anymore. So anyway, please, 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 yes, cast not your pearls before the swine and all that. Yes. So pick a number. I'm talking way too much. More music, less talk. That's what I'm saying. But I have a version for you to play tonight before this thing is over that you have to hear. That's pretty crazy. So Lisa wins with number 12. Oh man, you know what's funny? I am so happy that you picked this one because this is such a weird song to begin with. So this one, okay. So I'm supposed to explain the song before I play it real quick. Okay, so this one is from 2020, and this one it was done during the lockdown and is part of an experimental EP that is still not, like, I never got around to. Anyway, it's a long story. Part 1 of that story, and I think part 1 and 2 is on Patreon. You can. This is track 5. This is called Sing Along, and this song, by the way, was 100% live, meaning that everything was played all at once. And sometimes you can tell that I played it all at once and sang it. So anyway, I leave you with that song for a moment. This is Sing Along. You could say I'm a liar. You could say that I'm a fire, but you know that you'll know nothing because I am here. It means I made it. I don't care, no, if I'm on the radio anymore. World is dead as I once knew it, and you can be sure that if I had anything to say, they would try to shut me up anyway. So instead, don't sing along, make a new song. Just sing along to the song. Just sing along to the new song. Just sing along and you'll be just sing along to the new song. Haha. That's funny. I like that. I like that video treatment. I do. I do. That is actually really cool. Video of you running through a house of mirrors with you performing in all of them differently. I like it. I already like it. So, yeah, it's a funny one. And I don't want to give you the long version of the explanation about this because I know it's a quirky song and some of you are like, what the heck was this? This EP, when I'm done with it, is probably going to be the weirdest thing you've ever heard. And I thought about like, okay, so these are demos. I have to redo them all and I'm going to have to like start over and re-record them. It's impossible. I have tried. I got through 2 songs. I do like the way the 2 came out and they will eventually be released, but the EP itself, it's almost impossible to re-record because of the stuff that was done. There's so much going on and so what sounds like so little that to try to do it again it would be an undertaking beyond me wanting it. So next time that I decide to do something really stupid, like set up a whole live thing around me that I'm going to capture in real time, I'm going to have the good sense to at least send everything to a separate output, which, believe me, it's in the works for the new studio to have like a 24 channel board that sends its outputs straight to the computer so that at least if I do something live, I can go back and mix it correctly because this was insane. So you should go read about it because it's an interesting production thing. It's not something normal. Like no normal, sane human being should have done this. So that you'll find on my Patreon. Go look at the Outsider EP and you'll see what that's all about. And it's coming, but anyway, so that was Lisa's pick, number 12. So let's talk about this week in AI because this is a weird situation. So a fan named Spencer, which by the way, Spencer, if you're watching or if you're on the chat, identify yourself. But Spencer Bryan, I believe, is the person. Unless I've got this all wrong and it's Brian Spencer. One of the two, because I'm dyslexic and sometimes I mess things up, obviously. If you haven't figured that out about me, now you know. But he sent me an article that Camouflage had written and posted on their Facebook page about how over 200 of their songs had been basically trained on AI, like sent to AI models to be trained. And it was appalling to read. And I was reading all about it. And of course, it was horrific. But the weird thing was they had a link to the actual search engine, which was care of the Atlantic, which is, not one of my favorite rags, by the way. By the way, I call all media rags, by the way. But here's the funny thing. You can actually go search for the terms or like the band name and see how many of their songs were trained, used for AI training. And it was crazy. So, of course, the first thing I did is I plugged it in, and this is what I've got. And I'm going to show you. Here's the link. So if you're on a computer or whatever and you want to look at it yourself, but I'm going to like show you. So, and hopefully there's no echo this time. So it's called the AI Watchdog section of the Atlantic. And as I scroll down, and it says explore the data sets, but there it is, anything box. And it shows that I am in 2 data sets. In the first data set called Leon Disco, which, by the way, look at the number there. I'm going to highlight it if I can. Oh, it won't let me. It's 12 million songs from all these different artists. And out of those 12 million, 144 songs are mine. So, So, for example, you guys were asking me about, why I might not want to put the Living in Oblivion stems out in the wild without a paywall. Number 23 on that list was Living in Oblivion by Anything Box. And so here's why, like, it really pissed me off. Number one, it's not the same, because I've had this conversation a million different ways. This isn't like some kid just saying, I really want the song and I want to have it and I'm downloading it for free and I'm not going to pay for it. I get that. I get that's what some people are harking it back to the MP3 days and all that stuff. This is not that. Because in this case, this is being monetized on a scale that is far beyond anything any kid could have ever done to me personally. And by the way, back then we gave away free stuff during the MP3 era. So we were not the proponents of let's sue everybody that's got an MP3 of ours. I still don't do that. In fact, very recently, like I said, I found that someone had posted a FLAC file of a weird edit of Living in Oblivion. And all I said to him was, thanks for keeping it alive, because at the moment I can't, every time I do something with it, I'm in the middle of a case. So at least you're doing it. So there are certain things where I don't really bat an eyelash about that kind of stuff. But this really bothered me. Because even without the stems, that means that this AI was now able to extrapolate my voice, and now my voice has trained in AI. So now someone can ask Suno or one of these crazy things, hey, make me a song and make me sound like Claude S of Anything Box. And it goes into its library of music that it has and says, oh, I know what he sounds like because I have his voice. I was trained on it. And out pops a song. And this whole idea of this democratizes music and it makes people like, anybody can make music. That's true that anybody can make music now, but it takes an effort. And if someone's not willing to sing their own song, which is funny, right? Because you heard the lyrics to the last song, by the way, which is why I played it. It's like, that's my voice. That is my essence. That's more than just you sampled me. You took something that is preciously mine that I would never sell. Like, I would never sell that to anyone. Like, if an AI company came and said, hey, we love your voice, Claude, and we want to train our AIs for it because when you're dead, maybe people will want to make songs and use your voice. And I'm willing to pay you X amount of cash for that. I wouldn't do it. I have better ways of making money than that. So I would never sell my voice. And yet, there it is. It's there. 140 songs is a lot of me singing for something to be trained. And I want to show you something that's in that article, which is sometimes overlooked. Here we go. So this, let me see if I can show you without. Here we go. They call themselves a nonprofit, of course. They always do, but then you know it's not true. So, that Leon Disco, which is using 12 million songs, they took it from YouTube. The data set was assembled by Leon, which is a nonprofit, they say, based in Germany that builds large databases and has received funding from Hugging Face and Stability AI's co-founder and CEO, Imad Mostak. So you're saying that for free in nonprofit, they receive funding for this? Like, how much funding? How much funding exactly? Because, and that's the guy right there. One of those guys. Anyway, pisses me off. So they claim that, that there's no profit. But if you saw more recent posts by, for example, Sam Altman, which said, the AI was going to be free, everything was going to be free, and then suddenly there's a paywall. And this always happens. So, and I'm being fair here. Grok is free, but when you want more high-end usage out of it, you do have to pay. So you are paying a service for the scraping. And so that's sort of sad, and I'm sort of conflicted about that now. Because we're paying into it, but who's getting this money? Who gets the money for the subscription? And that in the end is what matters. Because you could say, oh, yes, I am a nonprofit. You're not a nonprofit if you're getting funding, okay? There is, the Echo Bureau says, part of my bluntness, but this is 100% bullshit that they are stealing this. You can never get it back. AI is wrecking human art. And I believe it, man. Oh, oh, that sucks, but it's funny. Jay the teacher. That's so funny. The essence of Claude, new fragrance from Calvin Klein. Oh man, that's bad. So yeah, and that's okay. And here's the other side of this. So Brent on Facebook says, I just saw an IG account by a person who did a one month song challenge, and she posted 230 songs in 1 month. The phrasing was all the same. The diction tipped me off, and the visuals were all about nostalgia, old phones, etc. What was the point if it's all prompted? Exactly. Like, could you possibly really think? Because I've done, what is it? More than 10 albums now. I find it difficult sometimes to answer the question, what is my favorite song? Or what is the favorite that I've ever done? Because the writing process is so precious that it always feels like the one that I'm on is the best there is. But performing them live, gives me a little bit of perspective because I see how people react to certain things. So obviously, and look, I'm not giving away a lot here by saying this. It would be weird to do a gig and not do something like Kiss of Love or even Living in Oblivion, because I know that those are songs that shaped someone's lives. If you release 230 songs in 1 month, whose life did you shape that are going to remember all of those 230? It's almost like throwing pasta against the wall, and the one that sticks and maybe gets some phrase, some, gets some movement, might become a hit for you, and that's nice, and great for you. But then somewhere down the line, remember, someone's going to come out of the woodwork and say, that's my voice I hear on your song. You took my song. So, or that's my voice. So you're going to have to give that up. And I think that by and large, this is something we're going to see a lot of. And I mean, you know, and you're right. You're right, Brent. Music isn't supposed to scale. And you know what's funny? I take that a step further. It's not even that you're supposed to pay musicians. I mean, I hope people do, just like I hope they pay for art. But it's not supposed to scale. Like if I was prolific, really prolific, where I was like, by the end of the month, I had a long ass beard, and you saw that 24/7, I was trying to get a song out every day. And at the end of the month, I managed 30 songs because I worked literally on one a day, and I look like shit. And you knew that for whatever reason, this was my last hurrah, and I was on my deathbed or something, and I had to get these 30 songs done. That is an endeavor. That's a real effort. That's when I can say, you know what? That scaling of that much material was really worth it, because that is something. But if I come up with 260 songs, or 230 in this case, in 1 month, just because I'm really sitting there on the computer going, oh man, give me Living in Oblivion, but make it sound like Kiss of Love, and put David Gahan's voice on it, and You Suffer Measure. Good enough. It goes on tonight. Tomorrow I'll have to post like 15 songs. Like, you're not doing anything. Except, of course, the most horrible thing, which is now you are diluting what is a real thing and making it a throwaway. And that is the sad part of this. That's the part that makes me sad. Because somewhere, there is a kid and enriching the yes, thank you, Brent. And enriching the platform by paying your fees. And the funny part about that is some of these people will be paying $100 and something because they're doing videos too. So they're paying for the video platform. They're paying for the music platform because it's subscription service. It's not a DAW like you buy it once, really. And although I'm not sure, I think Suno you can buy it once, but I doubt it. I think it's a subscription model if you want to have the models update all the time. So those kinds of things, pretty terrible. And then, I don't know, I don't know. I don't know, man. Yeah, that the Echo Beer is, you're actually being more, uh, you're being nicer about it than I am, I think. But yeah, you're saying that probably it took the person way than 1 month, a few days of prompting and nothing more. Write me 200. Oh man, you're right. You're right. Oh, it's even worse. Write me 230 songs about blah blah blah. Here's your list. So I would have to have a list of. Let me tell you something. This is why it's so contrived and why it's like such a Pop-Tart stupid thing to do. So this is how it would work. Ah, screw it. Give me a number and then I'll tell you how to do it. And I'll tell you how bad it is because I can tell you how to do it. Because see, I can't tell you. I've done an entire thing on songwriting and it took two streams to do it. And I talked about songwriting and some of it was really hard to get through because I can't really teach certain parts of songwriting. It's hard and it takes work and it takes practice, you know? So, Wendy wins number 14, or sorry, number 15, World Without Love, a demo. World Without Love, the DAT version. I have a lot of versions of World Without Love because it's one of the oldest Abox songs, but this was the 1991. Um, Straight. Um, no, 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 no. This is from 1991. So this was like this was done straight to dat. Like literally the MPC running, all the synths going straight into the board, quick rough mix, mic on, Donnie and I in the same room, and we just went for it. So no tracking, nothing, because we did not have, when we were doing demos in like my studio back then. That was the only thing we needed a studio for, was to go and track vocals. Everything would be played straight from all the machines, straight into my 24 track console, and everything would be live. We would do a rough mix and then we would just sing to it. So, which, like I said, is something I want to get back to, because it's so much better to just go back and just track one thing than to like have to go back and re-record everything, you know. So Lalo says, now getting back to our conversation, but thank you, thank you for that, for loving that. Lalo says, many German bands aside from Camouflage like Frozen Plasma have stated the same. They use their hard work songs for AI training, not asking for permission is stealing. There is no other word for that. I agree, and I have what might be one solution that we can help these bands out, and yours truly. So I'm going to give you the link one more time where I got it from. And I want you to know that you can actually type in any band that you love and you will see how many of their songs got trained. And this is what my idea is. I think we should set a date for exposing the AI training data. And I think that on that day, we should all be posting the links to our favorite bands and how their work was stolen. And if we all band together as fans, like, and I mean it, if all of us do it, it's going to be an overwhelming amount of posts so that it gets some sort of attention. So this is what I propose. You go on there, you type in the name of your favorite band. Doesn't have to be Abox, because you already know that I already posted mine, but it could be a band that you're not sure if they know about it. Let's take an example. Here, I'll do one right now, just because now I'm curious. Because believe me, you can do almost any band you want, you can post in there. So let's see. I hadn't even tried this yet. Yep, there it is. Huh, he has less ones than me. But here's what I found. So for example, I typed in Howard Jones, and for Howard Jones, 132 of his songs were used for, you know what I mean? And then articles that were stolen, 44 songs from the Sleeping Disco thing, and then, you know, books and whatnot. But obviously they're talking about, you know, here's one where they actually stole 2 songs, Things Can Only Get Better and No One Is to Blame, from Spotify track data set. See, so you can learn a lot as to where these data sets are coming from. So that's just Howard Jones. And so my point is, I know it's terrible. So like, my point is this: if all of us go onto the Atlantic site and type in our favorite band, do a screenshot, and then post it on social media and tell the artist that this is happening and that they may not even be aware of it, at least we're giving some awareness to it, so that if there is, quote, a class action suit that comes out of it, all of us can actually join and band together to do this. Because the only way we're going to beat it is if we actually take an action on it, okay? We can't just be like passive about it and complain and be victims, because that's not going to work. It takes action. We're talking having to send cease and desist. We're talking about having to actually try to enforce the law on this, especially if it's happening here in the US. And so that's what I'm proposing. My proposal is this: go to the Atlantic page, type in your favorite band, screenshot the result, share it with that band, let them know, send it to their management or send it to their X account or their Facebook page. Let them know. If you're if you're part of a Facebook group that is, for example, talking about synth pop and new wave music, make sure that people in those groups are aware that their favorite band has their stuff's being stolen. It's a small step, but it's a step in the right direction, because I think that the more traction this has, the more embarrassing it's going to be for these companies, and maybe less scraping now. But all of that said, because I want to be a realist here, showing my leg. At least I make you laugh, right? That was my leg. But at least we can say that I have to tell you this. Sadly, no matter what happens, it's too late. They've been trained. So because they've been trained, unless the AI actually is taken down forever, meaning no more ChatGPT, no more Grok, no more Google, no more anything, these songs are permanently part of that data set. You can't undo that. I don't believe they can retrain and say, hey, forget that you know this stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Please tell me if I'm wrong. If you're into AI and you know all about AI training, put your comment below and let me know. Because if there is a way, then maybe that's what we should be fighting for. But, but the idea, you have to understand something. We're heading to even a crazier. Yes, I'm willing. Listen, look. I'm willing to show my leg. Nope, wrong camera. I'm willing to show my leg for this cause. Oh, man. So here's the thing. We're now on the cusp of the next level. The next level is going to be a quantum AI computer. We are heading towards the quantum phase of this AI stuff. And there is no turning back. I don't know that we can turn it off at this point. Unless something short of some weird, crazy civil war broke out against us and the machine people. And I don't know, maybe that's going to happen in the future. But I don't think that anyone's going to stop or pause AI because of this. No one's ever stopped or paused anything for the sake of music and art. They certainly didn't pause MP3s when MP3s were being traded. That wasn't paused. The model had to change, and it did, and turned into streaming, and then, it has its place, I guess. But I don't see this changing. So sadly, what we have to do is fight for what our rights are going to be in the future, now that it's already here, because there's not much that can be done. At this point in time, I don't see it reversing. So, the only thing I can say is, what's fair is fair, right? And this has always been my thing, because I am a crazy F, man. I'm a crazy one. I am not one of those people that just take things lying down. I am a crazy fuck. I am. So if that means that maybe we have to try to find these models on that they're using and, the code for their AIs and share it with the world, it's like all's fair, right? You trained on our materials, so why can't I pilfer your code and give it to other people in other countries? Why can't I share your code? If IP means nothing, then your code means nothing. So I am about right there about thinking about that now. So, you know, like the hackers of the world, man, come together and give us the code. We'll mess it up. Well, there's plenty to mess up. Start, sumo lookalikes. See how they like it. Because if they're not willing to budge, then that's going to be the problem. Because I'm going to tell you what happened with MP3s. They knew that the public wasn't going to budge, that the kids at large were going to get their music one way or another. So that actually changed the music industry. Like it or not, it changed things. So, hey, it might have to be one of those things. Yeah, I saw that, Joseph. I saw it. I think we talked about it. Taylor Swift filed a trademark, for her voice and image, but not all of us can do that. It costs a lot of money to file a trademark for the entire world. It's not something that's feasible to every artist, and that's a problem. So there has to be another way, and I think we're gonna have to find another way to secure that. But like I said, it's too late. They already trained on almost 200 Abox songs, and my voice. It's out there. It's in the wild. So all of that training can be moved from person to person from those tech companies. So, well, I do love that question. Pick a number, and I'll come back right to that comment because I think that comment, this next comment was fantastic. And I'm almost there, man. I'm almost there. But I digress. Anyway, I don't mean it to be negative because look, it's a crazy technology and it has its uses. Number 3 wins. Number 3 is a cool thing actually because I don't know how many times I don't think this one's been played a lot here. Number 3. Which is funny because it's talking about machines too. Number 3 in this thing, which by the way goes to Jabor, I hope I said that right. Jabor91 on YouTube, pick number 3. Number 3 was a song I played live here on the stream, and I opened the stream with it. Where sometimes I would just fire up Reactor and jam and then something would happen and I would just sing a song. And this one, pretty cool. So this is all live. Just one instrument, one voice. But there's a lot going on. This is called Inside Outside. And here you go. Actually, we'll let the drone stay on so we can chat. Turn off the mic. Every thought is filtered through a lens from a camera that no one can see. I can feel its inner parts churning out machines. We have to defeat this. Inside, outside, what will it matter when all these forces come down? Inside, outside, what will it matter if we passively agree to do nothing? If we choose to do nothing. Got a leg up. Inside, outside. So Brent said, are we going to go back to, sorry, I'm trying to get back to, gosh, man. Sometimes this goes so fast, I can't go back to that original comment. No, where is it? Sorry, I'm going to butcher your comment because I can't find it because it's scrolling really quick. But the comment was from Brent, are we going to go back to zines, in person, everything without the internet? And it's too late. We really can't. I mean, we could. Look, I had a friend who, I actually had a friend who was going to start this band, and they were going to do no website, no social, no nothing. Everything was going to be through zines and flyers. And he sort of gave it up after a year because nobody was picking up the flyers. Nobody, or people wanted to know what they sounded like and would say can you at least give me a website? So we can't ignore that society has moved into this area. Now, I'm not saying you can't do those things and that you shouldn't do those things. God knows, man. I'm so, for example, I'm into books and zines more than I'm into vinyl, and it's hard to convince everyone it's even hard for me to convince fans that this is more important to me to do it that way. So I find that resistance all the time. So, for example, that's a difficult thing. So I can't just say, hey, get your stuff off the internet. Because, one of the CEOs, by the way, of those AI companies, you think I'm joking, but one of those CEOs literally said, if you didn't want your stuff scraped, why did you have it on the internet in the first place? So that is crazy talk. So for example, you know what I mean? So it doesn't make sense, you know? And no, Brent, you're right. We don't have to have a $1,500 minimum monthly ad spend just to reach people. Of course not. And you don't have to, honestly. And that's the good side of all this, is that you can get attention. And when I say attention, I mean the good attention, meaning, this is the music I make, these are the things I'm doing, and, like real world things that we wanted to know when we were fans, right? Like, I wanted to know, like, what is Depeche Mode working on? And I wouldn't hear from them for months. If I was lucky, I would see a blurb. Depeche Mode's working on a new album. Oh my God, I would eat that up. I would want to find out anything I could prior to the internet. And of course, more often than not, it would be on the day that the album was released that I would find out from some radio station, and then I would read articles about how the album was made. So it was a different world. And we don't live in that world anymore. So I at least I understand that concept. We don't live in that world. However, we can inject things of that world into it, meaning I think people should collect directly from the artist because we are more accessible. Speaking as an artist, we are more accessible to you as a fan than artists have ever been in the world. You would not have had this conversation with me in 1985. We would not be talking about a topic. We would not be getting together on a Friday to hang out. So these are genuinely cool things. And I don't want to give those things up just because some AI tech geek decided that, you know, he can make music by stealing my voice. No, I don't think that that's the answer. We can't just give up. We worked hard to get this internet, and we worked hard to get. Remember when the internet was weird, like really, really weird, and all the sites were crazy, and like it was almost like a badge of honor to have the crazier site than someone else. We can go back to that, where we kind of ignore social media, and if you want to know something, it's on my site. In some ways, that is why I made the Patreon. And a lot of people think, oh, you just did it to like, beg. Because I hear this all the time, by the way. Oh, artists do Patreons to beg for money or blah, 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 and all that stuff. And it's like, you know, no, no. I go back to Gary Newman, who said, and I respected this opinion, which he said, Patreon is our walled garden. We want people to come in who are part of our group, who really love what we're talking about. So at least I get to interact with people that are in the same frame of mind. And I don't mean in a political sense, because obviously it's not a political thing. You can go to the Patreon and ask me any question and I'll answer it. And it's the interaction. You can see in real time what I'm working on. I wouldn't trade that just because, quote, I'm being trained on AIs. It's sad. For me, it makes me more sad because, look, one day I'll be dead. Hopefully not soon. I say this all the time. I'm not feeling suicidal, and I feel perfectly healthy, actually. My point in saying this is, yes, once I'm dead, I'm not going to care. My heirs might care, but I'm going to be dead. So I'm not going to be caring that someone used my voice to train a new model. I won't care. And I care now because I'm alive and it's going to try to compete directly with me. And that might be weird. Do I feel fear in being replaced? No. And I'm being honest here. I've been around since the early 80s. I've gone through all the musical things that these AIs were trained on, but they don't have a direct pulse into those sounds. I do. And where I'm heading towards the future, they're not even trained on that stuff yet. So I don't feel fear in that sense of the word. I don't feel like I have to be afraid of being replaced or whatever. I really can't be replaced. Music might not sell. And I might have to rethink of the way that I might make money. And that's an interesting thing to have to worry about. And, maybe that will be something I have to worry about. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I keep my finger on where I am and where I'm headed. Like me with my goals, not what might be a hindrance or a block or a wall that I have to climb over. It's bad enough the walls exist. You don't have to create them for yourself. So I'm not going to do that. What makes me sad about this article and seeing how many things are being scraped is the idea that's being imparted into the youth that are starting, that you are going to start with this. This is going to be your starting point. Not a cheap 4-track, not singing songs into a phone, not struggling to come up with a new sound that's strictly your own, not really learning your instrument, not really learning that your voice is your voice, but thinking my voice is not good enough. So let me type in a voice that I have liked listening to. Oh, David Bowie. Yeah, that's who I want to sound like. So all my songs are going to sound like David Bowie. How are you going to perform? How are you going to redo all that? And there's this other aspect, which is since I didn't learn my instrument and I don't care to learn my instrument, how can I really feel proud that I did it? Because let me tell you something. I always felt that if I did the wrong thing, because, I have friends that know, we know our pasts, okay? I don't know. I feel bad even if I use like if I use a piece of software in the past, which I got from, let's say, the high seas, I would feel guilty about it. And after a while, once I passed the whole like try it until try till you buy kind of thing, right? Which was what we used to tell each other. I got into the phase of, well, I've tried it long enough. I need to buy it now. I need to support this company and I need to like really help them out because without them, I would not have been able to do this. So I would say that 99.9% of what I use now, I own. And it took me a long time to do that. So I understand the idea of, but this is something I can use and I don't have to go out and buy a synth. I don't have to go out and buy a microphone even. I don't have to even like go spend money on rehearsal studios and, I can just type it in and it'll be done. But there's a cheat involved and you can't see it. You can't see what it does to your psyche. And who knows? Maybe I'm a throwback human and I will remember what that was, what that feeling was, and that feeling will disappear in the future. And that scares me too, that the feeling itself will disappear. So that's what I'm thinking about. It's not so much that I am angry that they trained on my voice. It's going to be what it is. But I'll tell you right now, if you are on my Facebook and you say, "Hey, I just made an album and I did it all with AI. Check it out." I probably won't. I'm just being honest. I probably won't. So, pick a number. Pick a number. Man, we're going through everything and it's like, we're not playing enough songs. I know, I remember. Oh, Robert. Nice to see you here, Robert. Yes, I remember home pages. I still have one. I need to update it. I think I need to go back to ooh, wow, you guys are picking all the weird ones tonight. My and Jabor get number 7. This is a song that was actually a demo for Distances, but it never made the album. And the reason it never made the album is because I forgot all about it until 2020 when I found a folder and I was like, holy shit, a song. This is called All I Ever Wanted.
All I've ever wanted was here in my arms. All I've ever needed was something like your charm. All I've ever seen was the beauty of the world. Every single moment, I guess you are unfurled. All the light is distant and I am on my own. But I'm always dreaming of all your simple words. All I've ever wanted was you in my arms. All the wonder kisses that I could always count on. Tuned into a radio before I go to bed, listening to 1,000 airwaves playing through my head. You are so far away, and I just can't believe there's still a thread of innocence that wants to set you free someday. You'll be on a TV screen, the colors in your eyes. You will have 1,000 smiles, but mine will be your guide. You will remember what we still can be. When you're lost in thoughts tonight, on my lips you will breathe someday. It has been a year of madness, a decade in my heart. Yet my heart will keep on smiling, just as from the start. Why don't we settle this once and for all? 1,000 miles won't let it be a love that's meant to see someday. You'll be on a TV screen, the colors in your
Yep, those sounds, man. I love those sounds. I always have. I used to like kick my guitar amp all the time just to get those sounds. And I even had a really crappy one at some point in the studio, and I sampled the bejesus out of it. Just me kicking and just stomping on it to get all those. Yeah, and you can, yeah, mine says, I love the clicking of the keyboard. Yeah, you can hear the keyboard because, like, so is it around here somewhere? Yeah, it is. Oh, snap. I have to show you because it's so funny. This is one of my favorite pieces of gear, and I've shown you this before, but this is one of my favorite things in the entire world. This, my little 24-bit recorder. And so what I used to do is once in a blue moon, I'd get a wild hair, man, and I was just like, let me just set this down. And so I would like, be clicking away and it would be recording my voice and grabbing the output of the speakers at the same time. So what you're hearing is actually the speakers coming through, and like me recording it all at once. Pretty crazy stuff that it can pick everything up like that. So yeah, I made a lot of interesting recordings that way, and I still like doing that. So again, these are weird things that, like, for example, when we start talking about this machine age that we're in, it's it's not something you can replicate because everyone everyone is going to eventually realize that everything sounds the same, and it's going to have a tell. And what I was saying earlier, by the way, was that even if you go as far as like, oh, I'm going to, you know, I don't know. I'm gonna tell myself that this is the future and I'm gonna embrace it all the way and I'm gonna make everything with AI, my videos, everything. Well, first of all, let me tell you something funny. This actually happened to me. I want you to see this. So, for example, as dinky as that cover is, I did everything, meaning that I did not use AI for any of it. But the cover that had been done before then, um, I actually had tried it and I had liked the result and I had done something that I used a little bit of AI with my own scans of a photo that I had. And I thought, I'm not just prompting because I'm actually doing something. And even then, a few days later, after I posted the darn thing on Monday, because Monday it was very different, I kept staring at it and I just kept looking at it and I was like, it's not my style. It's in my style. And it has the what I call the grit or the sensibilities that make it me, but the parts that aren't me are so obvious to me that it's bugging me. So I went back and took everything down and then re-uploaded it. So the only way you can see the AI cover is when you get the PDF, because I didn't change that because it's a lot of work and I would have to like go through hoops to do it. But even when I was in control of the machine and I knew exactly what was being done, I still didn't like it. And so, there's parts of the Living in Oblivion video where I wrote certain things and I thought, well, this might be a good use of it. Even those things, I'm not going to do it. It is not worth it. Now, are there uses for it for incidental things that are impossible to film? Maybe. And I say that with a heavy heart. Maybe. Maybe there's something. But the reality of it is, I couldn't do a movie and not use my favorite lens, just because it's inconvenient. I couldn't do a song because I can't find the sound I'm looking for. And I say, okay, find me this sound that sounds like Depeche Mode, blah, 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 blah. And it's what I'm looking for. And then go, oh, yeah, that's the sound. And then use it and then feel good about it. I know that a month later, no matter how good I thought it was, I would probably like not want it. So that's where I stand on it. But I reiterate what I said earlier. We have to help the bands at least get the word out. So share that link, type your favorite band in there, and let them know that their stuff got trained and how many of their songs got trained. I think that's a worthwhile thing to do. I think it's a nice, worthwhile action that no matter where you are politically, that you can get behind. So where we can actually come together to do something good for someone, which is the artists of the world. I think it's worth doing. So that's all I'm going to say about that. So give me a number and I'll play a song. And then I'll end it with the saddest version of Living in Oblivion you've ever heard in your life. So let's see. By the way, this freaking lens weighs... I can see why I wouldn't want to use it. Because this lens weighs almost 8 pounds. It's like heavy. Oh, you think that was smart, do you? 10. There is no 10, but I'll take number 1. This is Welcome to the End. And then I'll come back and then we'll do the last bits. And I'll play you the saddest version of Living in Oblivion you've ever heard.
Welcome to the end. The universe expands. Everyone is glad as the sun descends, and your self-esteem comes back from where it's been. We are all indebted to everything it brings. You know how everything is connected and reflected now.
The universe expands. So I'm going to end it off by saying, don't worry. Things will work out in some way or another because they always do. They always do. Not everything stays on the negative spectrum for too long. It has to shift. So for a while, I think things are going to get really weird with AI. Really, really weird. But you know what? I need to tell you something, Jay. I'm gonna check something out. Hold on. Give me a second here. I will. I don't know. Maybe this will be enlightening. Well, you got lucky. Only two of your songs got scraped on the internet. The Images of Heaven, the extended Razormaid remix, and that was it so far. So you got lucky. They didn't grab you yet. So, ah, you're gonna say Robert rules. Your guys are funny. All right, I'm gonna play the last song because it's a little long in the tooth. But so this is not on anything, and I don't know if it's gonna be on anything yet because this was a weird version that I found on my hard drive, and it had to be, it was a live stream, and I messed around with the vocals later. This is the saddest version of Living in Oblivion that exists. It is called My Oblivion, the VHS version, and it will be apparent to you why it's called that in a minute. And with that, I'm going to say goodnight. So I'm going to play that song. It'll close out the stream, and I will see you next week. For this one, I'm going to turn on the... Let's try the drone cam instead. Whoops. I'm like, wow, they're really liking this.
You can't hide the pain. I can see it scrawled on your empty face, and I feel the hurt. It's in the words you say that make me want to scream out to the world for taking life for granted. And I know you are by my side as I turn to hear you cry. I am so afraid of living in
And with that, I say goodnight until next week.